episode 3 of Just Learn Crypto. We're very excited today to have two wonderful humans here from Superworlds. Today is the 19th of February. And with us today, we have Hrish Lotlikar, the CEO and founder of Superworlds, and Nathan McCorey, who is the founder of Love Blockchain Crypto Consultations and Solutions, and also the head NFT strategist and co-host of the Superworld show. So first and foremost,
I'm here too. Don't I get an introduction?
And that's Shawn, Herbert, or Hebert, whichever you want. As long as you subscribe, we don't really care.
Yep.
All right, and Nathan, if you just want to kind of introduce yourself quickly, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm Nathan McCrorey. I'm head NFT strategist for Superworld, co-host Superworld show. I'm a consultant on all kinds of things. I don't know. It gets kind of boring once because we're all like crypto and blockchain consultants and stuff like that. So, but yeah, all that good stuff. I've been actually working a lot more on like business solutions recently, which is like kind of more fun anyway.
I see you as a spreader of love in multiple industries.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say next. Like I consider myself like a love preacher. I'm the CEO of Love.
Love doctor.
Yeah. Yeah. So
True.
That's kind of what Hrishs is about too. With our platform at Superworld, is we're creating a movement to spread love and teach people how to love each other and create the world that they want using community and friendship and love. You know.
Well, listen, man, I met you like a week ago, and me and you talk almost every day. Like, I love you, man. Like, dude, we've become such close friends in a week, and like, you've had nothing but great things to say about Hrish. I've been so excited to meet Hrish. So, like, this is amazing. Man.
Yeah, I've been building him up behind the scenes too.
No, I definitely know what you mean. When people ask me what I do for a living, the first thing I do is laugh. It's a long list.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
And Hrish, you want to tell us a little bit about what you're all about?
Yeah, I co-founder and CEO of Superworld. Previously co-founded Rogue Initiative Studios, which is a film, television, gaming, and virtual reality studio in Hollywood. My co-founder there produced Call of Duty. My partner is Michael Bay, the action director. And then previously to that was early at a company called TopTal, which is a talent marketplace. For elite talent. And then my background before that was venture capital. I launched a venture capital fund in Europe called East Labs about 10 years ago, as well as previously worked in venture capital in New York. And prior to that was in investment banking at UBS and HSBC on Wall Street, doing mergers and acquisitions and corporate finance. And prior to that was in management consulting. So that's kind of my career. But live very globally, very nomadic, love the world. And so it all kind of fits into Superworld. Love Nate over here, loves love. We're really building a community about improving the world, creating your super world, and really empowering creators and, those that want to, build and shape and empower and educate and entertain and, all the things that artists want to do around the world. So we're big into the artist community. Well,
I think that's super.
Thank you.
Very worldly. No, that's absolutely amazing. It's interesting, kind of all the things that you listed as well as the timeline, because it seems like you're always a little bit ahead of the curve, and I think that's the same thing that's happening now with Superworlds, is that you're just a little bit ahead of mainstream adoption, and that's how you could do very, very well. So that's awesome. Question for you, Hrish. I know how hard it is to start and grow a company. And what do you think has led to your success? What were some challenges along the way for you?
I think it is true. It can be very challenging to start companies. I think that one of the things that has helped me is just really having a strong passion around what I do. So you kind of do what you would do anyway, and so in a way it can be hard. But if it's something that you just love to do, then you would just do it anyway. Even if you're not driven by, conventional things that drive people to do things, right?
Yeah,
and that's when it becomes hard. It's hard when you actually don't want to do it naturally. But if you can find a business or an idea or, a passion or, art or, whatever it is that drives you, that pushes you forward, and that naturally does that, then, you're playing a game that is on a different level. You're kind of an infinite player. You're doing it for your own heart, and you're following your heart. So that, I think that, it sounds corny, but it's true.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you so I'm not the most techie guy. You obviously have a pretty extensive background in tech. So can you maybe like explain Superworld to me in a really simple way? Like if you were explaining it to a 5-year-old. I'm a little more advanced than a 5-year-old, but
Yeah, so Superworld is a virtual world built on top of the real world. If I wanted to explain it to you in a very high level way, we're utilizing a group of technologies such as immersive technologies like AR, VR. We're utilizing blockchain, AI, and other such technologies to empower creators, empower anyone to essentially on a high level. It's like the whole world's a video game.
Yeah,
right? It's all digital.
Is this ready? Is this Ready Player One? Because I read that book. Is that what this is? Is that what we're talking about here?
So Ready Player One, and they're in a VR headset, and they're going to an artificial world,
and you can feel,
and they're in a haptic suit, and they're in one position, right? Superworld, I would say, is even broader than that. So we're mapped on top of the real world, and so you're walking around. It's all around us all the time. You don't have to sit in the room with the headset on. But the beauty of it is you can go into virtual reality from Superworld at any location as well. You can go to an AR portal and go into VR from any location in the real world, right? So It's a mix of both. It's the VR that you see there with the headsets, but it's on your mobile phone, and soon, when AR glasses or XR glasses come out, we'll be on there. So we're cross-platform, software agnostic.
Oh, did we lose him?
Uh-oh.
Well, as soon as Marley starts walking around, the whole world falls apart. Happens twice a day that she.
I think he went through a portal.
Yeah, he just got sucked into the super world.
Your dog ruined the connection, bro.
Yeah, come on, dog. Well, listen, why don't we just like go silent here, and then we'll be able to edit this out, and then we'll get him back on, and we'll just edit it together as two.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be good.
No worries.
That's the good thing of pre-recording.
Yeah, for sure. So, Aidan, let's close this one down, render it, and then we'll spin up a new. Oh,
yeah, here we go.
Is he back?
Yeah, here we go.
All right.
Awesome. All right.
Sorry, guys. I'm at the gym, and I'm on this gym Wi-Fi, but now I'm on hotspot, so hopefully that's
all
better.
right.
No worries.
We're recording, so it's all good.
Yeah, we should be able to edit that out, hopefully.
Okay.
And to our viewers, that was just some behind the scenes footage that you just witnessed. So
I went virtual.
We'll turn it into an NFT.
Misprints are always worth more on the secondary market.
That's right.
That'd be a good band for NFT artists, the Misprints.
Hrish, definitely what you were saying before about building businesses, I relate to a lot. I usually get along very well with people that are good with their hands, people that are able to create products or create art. And it's because we're very opposites. And I see building businesses as the kind of the same thing, that you're creating something from nothing. So no, that's absolutely awesome. Nathan, I have a question for you as well. So what do you think Superworlds will do for society as far as pushing it forward? I know you want to bring a lot of love to the world, but what do you see as kind of the societal benefits that will come from the project?
I think that there's a lot of hope that comes from this. When you start showing people that they can essentially create the world that they want around them, despite kind of what the outside world around them actually is, that alone provides a lot of hope and incentive to just create community on a platform. And that's the second thing, is community.
Yeah.
So like just one thing always leads into the other with Superworld. We're kind of rolling things together here. The community aspect, I could see all kinds of things for that. I like having the idea of like communities being built in terms of like, I buy a plot, my friend buys a plot, my mom, my friend, that kind of thing. So that's one way.
Make your own little city of like all your internet friends all around the world, and
Yeah, another example would be, you create some content there to, like spread like a positive message or something, and then maybe advertise. Maybe it would be so popular would want to pay to have their things on your property. So now you've monetized the property. They're playing your game all of a sudden instead of you playing their game.
Yeah. Wow. That's so cool. Cause like, I mean, our platform, Just Learn Crypto, we're all about creating efficient, short videos to educate people on projects that we're interested in, projects that are going to change the world, projects that are disrupting the space. So we could buy a plot of land and maybe make like an education center where people could go in VR and we could host our content in that education center. Is that something that you could do on Superworld?
Sure. Absolutely. And even for people in underprivileged countries, I mean, a lot of people don't have the same opportunities. And as we know, like things like Ethereum allow us to all interact from all over the place, circumventing all kind of rules that borders kind of create, like even sanctions, for instance. Somebody could get an education in a foreign country that's very underprivileged, that's kind of on par with other educational systems in the world, for instance, just because of that. The internet opens all these possibilities, and then when you have something like the Superworld built on top of that, it's infinite. It's like how Ethereum is like the Internet of Things. Like this is the world. Like it's everything.
Yeah, I kind of see it as the convergence of the past and the recent past. So when the internet first was created, it gave the ability to connect on a very basic level with people, and people loved it, right? And then I think recently it's gotten almost out of hand, and especially with COVID-19, there's a lack of human connection, and I think Superworlds can really help to bring that into the internet, which I think is a really important piece of the puzzle as we go forward, that we don't lose that human connection over the ease of connectivity. So I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and
that's very important. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nate.
No, I was going to say it's about making positive out of a negative situation sometimes. Like without this situation, we wouldn't all be on Zoom right now with each other. There's a good likelihood Hrish and I wouldn't have met. I was kind of coming to crypto more in the COVID-19 times, like when it started, as I think a lot of people were doing, kind of going a little heavier into that, trying to get away from all these systems. But go ahead, Hrish. I'm interested to hear what you had to say on that.
Oh, it's a great point. I think what I was going to say is, part of our mission is about enhancing your real world, right? So Superworld's not an escape into some virtual world where you're plugged into some machine, back to Ready Player One. That's not what we want. What we want is for you to live your life, do the things that you enjoy. And, we've created a virtual world that enhances your life, your real life, your real friendships, your connections, you want to learn something, learn about it while you're in the park, while you're like watching history unfold in front of you on the park, right? You're like, wow, I just learned about, this amazing moment in history, but I did it while I was chilling in the park with a glass of wine, you know what I mean? Or whatever, right?
Right.
And so it's about enhancing the real world around you.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's the more I look into it and talk with you guys, the more potential opportunities I see. Is there any concern at all about a competitor coming along and just putting another layer over top, right, and doing essentially the same thing?
Well, it's interesting because there's a lot of virtual worlds, quote unquote, out there, right? And there will be other virtual worlds, right? I would use an example of the word community. There's a lot of communities out there. There's going to be more communities. Superworld is a community that is technology enabled, and empowers you to do a lot of things. We call it creating your super reality. That's what we call it. We don't call it virtual reality or augmented reality. We call it super reality. And what's super reality? Yeah, thank you. And what it's about is, really creating your super world, as Nate says, and it's about, about improving the world. These are values, right? And those values are timeless. And so what we're about is not the technology. It's not about the layer on top of the earth. It's about creating a place where people like us, let's say, we get together because we want to be there. We have the tools, and we're able to use those tools to create this world and environment that we want to be part of. So curating a community.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what's really
it's
important.
like every other day, someone's like, Shawn, get on this social media platform. Shawn, use Discord. Shawn, get on Slack. I'm like, but all my homies are on Telegram. Like, I'm good.
Hey, and this is another thing, with, like you said, are we afraid of a competitor kind of doing the same thing better or something? Well, it's not that. It's like what Hrish said, it comes down to community at that point, because what we have to offer, no matter what, like not only are we at the cutting edge of this technology, but our community is going to be the center point, the focal point of all this. Imagine if like the actual universe, there was infinite worlds and you could choose any one of them to go live on. Wouldn't you choose the one that's the most hospitable, the one that's the most friendly?
Yeah.
You'd want to go to the good one, right? Like
I'd be on the bro world for sure.
We're the friendly one. We're the good community. We're the one where you go and you've had a bad day. We're the one where you go and you need a hug,
Absolutely.
We're the one where you just need somebody that you don't even know to say I love you just because you're a human being and you want some compassion.
Right.
I like that.
That's what we're about. And there's gonna be other worlds, like Hrish said, but we're the one where you go when you want some love.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I think in general, I think AR is one of the most underutilized technologies that exists right now. It's yet to be done well, and that's why I love what you guys are doing, because I think it's a beautiful thing that you're bringing together. Yeah, it's all like fun and all love.
Just be about fun,
Yeah,
absolutely. Boring. What are some of like the most popular plots of land that are being bought up right now on Superworld?
It's interesting because I talk to a lot of users every day, and I hear kind of three things. One thing I hear is blows my mind, right? Number two, I've told everyone I know. It's a very viral story. But third thing I hear, I know people talk about it. And the third thing I hear is exactly your question. And that's the thing that really captures my imagination, because I love traveling and I hear stories about places that they love. It's like, oh, I grew up here, or my grandfather's house was here, and this is where I grew, where I spent a lot of time, or this is where I love going on vacation, or I went to school here, I'm going to buy the stadium, or hey, I'm a really religious guy and I want to buy, the Wailing
Wall. Or like, I lost my virginity at that park and now I own that park.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
I get a lot of people that are like, the first thing that anybody in my parents' age group goes is, can I buy my house? And that, so it's not all like the pyramids and the Eiffel Tower and like, that's amazing. Like those are some of the first ones to go, but like a lot of it's going to be more sentimental things too. Like,
well, it's funny. Like, our buddy bought the Pentagon, right? Our buddy Johnny. So like, shout out to Crypto Quandary for buying the Pentagon. If you go subscribe to him, and if you're at it, if you haven't subscribed to us yet, make sure you hit the button.
Him and I do a podcast together too, actually. Good Bros podcast.
Yeah, you were telling me about that, man. I need to get on there because we're all bros.
To promote it, like everything I do that's like not related to Superworld, I just don't.
There's so man, honestly, like just the whole NFT space is like made me fall in love with creating content again, because there's so many opportunities to tokenize it and like it bring more value than just a YouTube video. There's so many like onion layers that you can peel off. You know what I mean?
It's all about energy. This space has so much energy. Crypto never sleeps, and a lot of us don't either. And
neither do we.
I got like a few hours of sleep last night.
I slept like a baby. After me and you talked, me and Nathan actually talked last night. We were kind of getting ready for today and talking about what we wanted to talk about. And man, I slept like a baby last night, bro. We had a good talk, man. I released some stuff.
It's good. Like, I think that's another thing people need to realize too, is it's good to get a lot of things off your chest sometimes. And it's good to just talk to a friend and kind of just open up your heart a little bit and be vulnerable.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I loved the story of your NFT with Ken Bozak selling for $7,000, and the story behind it was so amazing, man. That you guys had made this bet or arrangement that if this NFT sold, you would be quitting your 9-to-5 job and becoming a full-time NFT artist. And the bros got together and made sure that NFT got bought because they all believe in you so much, man, and they want to see you in this space full time. And it was such a beautiful thing, man. So tell me about that, man. Like, cause like, just what emotions did that make you feel, man?
So first of all, like it's really interesting. It made me, I was kind of overwhelmed for a while. and at the same time, you know, Hrishs has taken really good care of me too, and Superworld has. So it's kind of like this weird confluence of events where, you know, when Ken and I made that bet, I was kind of like, okay, someone's going to buy this for $7,000, because I think he was trying to get me to realize that I should believe in myself a little bit more.
Yep.
And if I'm wrong and I'm forced to see what he sees, which is what he said, then I'll have to do what he wants, which is bet on myself, quit my job.
Yep.
So his point was like, this can like pay for your rent so that you can keep whatever money you're getting and not have to worry about that. And this is like the way to bet on yourself.
I mean, dude, your artwork is some of the most impressive stuff I've seen on wax. In terms of the 3D aspect of it, just the quality of it, it's beautiful, beautiful art, man. And you know, that's what made me again so excited about Superworld, was the fact that you're going to be working with Superworld as like the, you know, in the artistic department. I was like, okay, we got a stacked project here.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Like, yeah, it means a lot to me. I don't put it out there as much, but I'm appreciative of that. Like, art's really important to me. Self-expression is really important to me. I think people need to kind of open up and just like not be so afraid to get judged or rejected and just put it out there more. You say that about my art and I appreciate it, but at the same time, there's been a lot of times where I feel like, oh, this isn't that good. Like, I don't think anybody's going to like this. I shouldn't put it out. And
we're always going to be our own worst critic, man.
But that's the point, is I think people should just get over it more. Mm-hmm. And like, even if it's not accepted, just put it out. And like, that's another thing that we're about at Superworld, is just kind of like you just kind of being yourself. And like I said, just creating a super world around you that you love. But that's the same thing with content creation and art. Just, you got to
be authentic.
Open up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's part of our values, is be yourself, be authentic, you know, bring your heart, bring yourself, you know, that's how we build Superworld together, right? We have this thing called Team Superworld, and, you know, some people think that means like our internal team or something like that, but it means anyone in the world that wants to, you know, help us build Superworld.
What about me?
Right?
Absolutely.
Everyone. Yeah.
You're what about Aidan?
Yeah. 100%. Everyone.
Wow.
Yeah. Everyone's part of it. So, and we can all build it. And that's the point. It's decentralized. Yeah. Everyone can own it. Everyone can build it. You know, we have a guy on our board who's the guy who came up with the word metaverse. Like, he defined that word for the IEEE. And, you know, he has this, you know, kind of framework that he's built, which is, you know, in a metaverse, everyone benefits from every action. Right. Yeah. And so, you know, what we want to do is build a way. So, you know, artists, creators, you know, we just have someone who just joined our team who's an architect, right? Wow. Literally an architect in the real world, but also a programmer and, you know, a designer. So kind of multifaceted, but, you know, really, you know, can build things in this virtual world. So, you know, the potential is there for everyone to bring their talent to the table and be themselves, and whatever that talent is, express it. You know, that's what we're doing. We're, you know, the other thing we talk about, which not in a while, is, you know, AI is coming fast. And, you know, the thing that separates us as humanity from, you know, technology like AI and machine learning is our creativity, right? You're talking about NFTs, you're talking about, you know, being able to create a song or create a poem, you know, and humans can do that the best. And so what we want to do is build a way for anyone in Superworld to really, you know, be empowered to do that, because, you know, machines can't do that as well.
If you guys had to put it simply, what do you see as the end game for Superworld? I know it's hard to put a finished project on something like this, but what do you see as, you know, we've done it?
Well, see, that's the thing. So there's no end. There's no end. It's we're you know, Simon Sinek has a great kind of quote here, is you want to play an infinite game. And what that means is, you know, we're kind of always improving, always growing. We are very open as a platform. There's no real, I mean, we don't really think of, you know, some kind of other you know, it's not about that. It's just, we are we're doing? How can we improve Superworld? How can we improve our the platform, the community? So we're really focused on that.
That's awesome. I love the direction you guys are in. I honestly feel just the greatest vibes from you guys about this project, that your intentions are where they should be. And I think this is going to be a definite home run. Guys, thanks for tuning in. All the descriptions are going to be all the links are going to be in the description, guys. So if you want to follow, check it out, download the app, just ask any questions. I mean, I know these guys are super easy to get in touch with. Like if you want to ask them a question, so just reach out. I want to thank carcitycanada.ca for sponsoring this episode. He was actually Canada's first cryptocurrency car dealership way back in 2015, and he was accepting cryptocurrencies for cars back then. So he's been in the space for a while. Guys, we're going to be doing a giveaway on the next episode. So look for that on episode 4. And thanks for tuning into the Just Learn Crypto show, guys. Thanks for coming on. It was really great meeting you guys.
Thank you very much.
Great to be here. Thanks again.
We'll be right back.